Okay, so what I'm going to start on now is this Hewlett-Packard computer. It's an old Core 2 Duo. It is going to become the home for my PVR. I'm only running a handful of cameras, so I don't need a huge amount of power in it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take this, which came in a few days ago, last week I believe it was. This is a Western Digital Purple. This is a 2 terabyte drive, and I'm going to put it in this computer and use it as the video drive disk for recording my surveillance. So these are on at Amazon for about, I think it was 79 Canadian. So not too bad a deal. And for the small amount of cameras I'm going to have, it is going to do everything that I need for it. So I'm going to install this in the drive here, and then I'm going to fire up a core load of Ubuntu, and then I'll come back with a screen capture and show you how I load the video software on here and get it all configured with the cameras that I've installed on the premises. Alright, so I've got the UniFi controller set up for UniFi Video on the small HP using the 2 terabyte Western Digital Purple hard drive. It took a little bit of, well, actually to be honest, I had to redo it. I put it on Ubuntu 14, and they pulled the repository for the files that I needed to install UniFi Video. So I had to redo the machine with Ubuntu 16. So I put Ubuntu 16.04 on there, was able to pull the repositories, and I was able to set up the 2 terabyte Western Digital, mount it, well, format it, then mount it, and then in the UniFi software set the record path to the new drive. So that's all configured. Then I went and added the 2 cameras that I have installed right now. I'm just logging into the controller so you can see. I have the controller up in front of me here, and I can go to live view, and there's the 2 views where I've configured them. I don't have live streaming capability turned on, so it's just a 5-second refresher, whatever the default is in the system. But back to cameras. Basically what happens is camera comes up, grabs an IP from DHCP. It shows as non-managed. So under this unmanaged tab, the cameras will be there. So once I grab them by clicking on here, then I can log, I'll open that in a new tab to show you. Then I can log in here into the camera, change the IP address, name it, change its settings, point it to the NVR, and basically tell it use the password off the NVR. This is the new password that I'm using. And then you come back to here. It basically adopts it, although it doesn't say adopting it, but it adopts it, provisions it. Then it automatically is set up to go out, look for any firmware updates, slam those updates onto the camera, and then reload it back in again. So that's where I'm at with those cameras. So again, and you can set up in here. You can set up your own map. There's a default, but if I was to draw out or have a picture of my property, I could put them where I want them, so on and so forth. I will probably do that down the road because I can also use that same map for my Ubiquiti access points or any other UniFi gear or Air gear that I happen to adopt into my network. So very scalable product. They give you a lot of tools. My only thing is I wish the UniFi Video had been combined with the UniFi Air, which had also been combined with the UniFi, what's the other one? Standard UniFi controller. It would have been nice if they'd all been a tab solution. So you have a tab here for video, tab here for controller, tab here for Air. Then they could share the map. It would just be nice. They're probably working towards that, but we'll see what the future holds. I do know they've changed the UniFi Video over now to UniFi. I think it's called UniFi Protection. something along those lines. It's on the website. It pops up right in front of your face when you go to their website. But so this is older. Again, it's older software I'm running because I have some older generation cameras. Now, unfortunately, I have one camera that I cannot find. I just cannot adopt it. It is an even older camera from the first generation when everything was shipped in black boxes instead of white boxes, and it just won't adopt in. So I'm just gonna have to get one more of the same generation that I've got running. I'd like to get the exact same model, put it up inside here, but I'll probably get two more because I'll probably put one on my kids' outside premise looking down their driveway as well. So, but we'll go from there. So anyway, that's that. The UniFi software is all configured. Everything is good to go. 100 megabit a second because I'm only running these over Cat5 connections and they're only Cat5 capable devices. I don't believe they're gig capable like the new ones are. But I tested them out. They recorded, as you can see here, 11 minutes ago. This recorded because I walked out from the house to my workshop here, or gym workshop, whatever you want to call it. So on that note, it is the only other thing I guess I should say is that this video, at the end of it, I'm going to tag on just a sample footage. I recorded it in 720. It'll probably be downscaled a bit for this video, but just an example of the positioning of the camera with the trigger points. I mapped the trigger points to basically be where the doorways are on the buildings, and then on my other camera, it's pointing. Let me show you a live view here again. So the trigger point on this one is pointing back here by the shop. The trigger point on this one is pointing right in front of the car here, so if there's any movement in that area. Unfortunately, it's got this unable to load live stream. I'll probably have to turn that on just to get rid of that. There might be a way turned off. I haven't looked. So anyway, that is the end of this video, and I will just tag on that footage at the very end of it. The next video, I will cover networking a little more in depth. I'll go over some switching and when and why to use VLANs, although I probably won't use them in my network here now. Not right away because I don't want to program them in the Power Connect. I'd rather purchase a Ubiquity switch, tie them to the Ubiquity switch because I am using the Unified Gateway device. So the two work very well together, whereas with the Dell I'd have to do a lot of layer 3 programming to make it work, and I'm not into that. So have a good day, and I'll see you next time.